Hey guys, welcome again to a top moment of Star Wars Rebels. Today we are going to do the top 7 moments of the latest episode. At number 7 we have Maul's legs, his metal legs, being used against him, which I thought was pretty cool. The Ghost crew were like, hey, he's made of metal, he's half droid, let's use that against him. So Chopper magnetizes the chamber, the holding cargo chamber, and Maul is planted on the ground, which is pretty cool. That's also something kind of we saw in the Clone Wars, I think in season 1 or 2, season 2, I believe, with Cad Bane. He used that same tactic, so that was pretty cool. At number 6, we have Canon's Blindness and his progression with the blindness. As he says to Ezra when they were inside the cave, he has new powers that even Ezra doesn't understand or doesn't know about. Ezra was impressed that Kanan could do something that he couldn't do, because as we've seen in the first 2 seasons, Ezra's pretty much better than Kanan. Like, at least he's naturally more gifted with the Force. And this is the first time Kanan has kind of shown him something new. And also, it's cool because he's showing him how the light side can have its own benefits as well. How it's not always about just pulling out your lightsaber and just getting the job done. You can solve conflicts with other means. At number 5, we have just a little line. It was Sabine speaking to Maul, and he mentions how, hey, I'm a Mandalorian, you should or I led your people at one point, you should trust me. And then, like, Zeb's like, is that for real? And she's like, unfortunately, yes. And that, of course, is referencing back to the Clone Wars season 4, mainly, when Maul was going around with Savage Opress, taking over the Death Watch, and being the leader of that Mandalorian faction. And he still continues being that leader up until Son of Dathomir, the comic book series, the last one made by Dark Horse. And apparently, back in Star Wars Celebration, that continues into what would have been Star Wars the Clone Wars seasons 7, 8, however long they were going to go, and it's going to be featured in the new Ahsoka novel coming out next month. No, actually, sorry, coming out in just a week. At number 4, we have Kanan freezing in the middle of space. I like that because there's been a few times already in these Dave Filoni Star Wars episodes where we see people jettison into space and you don't really see them starting to crystallize with like the ice and stuff. And I like that little touch, they use that. But it was kind of stupid how Maul tried to kill him. If you want to really kill him, just force choke him or, I don't know, use your lightsaber and stab him. Like, don't push him through the airlock and hope he dies. And I think that was kind of silly. I mean, this is supposed to be the top moment, so I don't want to get too much into what I would consider a bottom moment, but I do want to mention that. I did like how Bendu, his little line, he says, perhaps master and apprentice will find their balance, or perhaps they'll be eaten. Such is the way of things. I thought that was a cool little line. That's true. That's how life is sometimes. Okay, sometimes they'll find their way, but other times you just get life just stomps on you, and I think that was a cool little line. It was a small moment, but I think it was one of my more favorite moments of the episode. At number 2, we have just straight up Sam Witwer. He was dope. I mean, I do not like Maul at all post The Phantom Menace. I think he doesn't need to be in the universe anymore of Star Wars. I think, yes, he was a cool character back in Phantom Menace, but he was kind of cool because he was mysterious, and the more that we get to know about him and the more we see from him, he kind of becomes less and less cool. Kind of the same with Boba Fett. Like, Boba Fett's so cool because you don't know what the heck that guy's about, and then you kind of get more stuff, and then you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But Sam Witwer killed it, as always, with his voice acting, and he killed it as Maul in this episode. Like, he's had so much fun, I think, just doing this character and playing and just being able to work. I think sometimes for actors and working actors in particular, like, they really appreciate their job and their work. And I always get that from Sam Witwer. He just loves acting, and he did a really good job. Maul was really good from a performance standpoint. And finally, at number 1, we have the big moment of the episode, and that was the combination of the Sith holocron and the Jedi holocron, which brings up a bunch of truths, as Bendu was saying. And I also will be doing a separate video about what I think about the origins of, not the origins, but like what the combination of the Sith holocron and Jedi holocron could be. But, of course, the big moment here was the fact that Ezra saw twin suns, which obviously was Tatooine. And on Maul's side, he saw Kenobi, and he was like, oh my god, he's still alive. And, he's definitely going to go. Hopefully, the reason I'm so excited for him finding Kenobi is because it might finally end Maul for good. Like, hopefully he meets Kenobi, they fight, we get to see a cool fight, we get to see Ben Kenobi as, his semi-old self, and then we see Maul just get killed off. That would be great. The thing about that is that if that happens, well, when it happens, because we know it's going to happen, I wonder if Kenobi would take more precaution. Like, maybe he would think, oh, hey, they might know where Luke is now, maybe I should, take Luke away, and that kind of a thing. But I don't know, we'll see how they make that pan out. But if I were Kenobi, I would probably be cautious about Maul finding his location, and he probably will want to move Luke. Obviously, he doesn't move Luke because in the original trilogy, he's still there in Tatooine, but I would think, hey, let's get off this planet. They know where you are. You're compromised. But yeah, that is my top 7 moments of the Holocrons of Fate. Let me know what you guys liked about the episode, what you didn't like about the episode in the comments below. And as always, peace, love, and may the Force be with you. Always.